to ever come together around a common purpose. They said,
although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to have a black president. Although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to have a black president. Yes, we can change the world. Although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to have a black president. Although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to have a black president. Yes, we can change the world.
I'm the vice president of what we call vice chairman of the Democrats Abroad France. Also, I'm chairman of the Minority Caucus of Democrats Abroad France. But in the Obama campaign, what many of us do on the executive committee, we choose our candidates early on because the Democratic Party doesn't pick a candidate as a party until the end. I was the first person in the executive committee here to organize the Obama campaign. And it's been a long campaign, and we are really happy that we won the global primary. Overseas voters voted for Obama overwhelmingly. Democrats in France gave Obama 71%. So we've done we've been very happy that the reception that Senator Obama has received from Americans abroad.
Could you give us 5 words to describe Obama?
I think the first word I choose would be independence. And that's very, very important because, and I say independence, and I mean it in a lot of different ways. Independence in that he is not owned by anybody in the party, or in the, lobbyists and so on. Usually what you have in American politics is you have people who buy their way into American politics through their lobbying efforts. You have big organizations that do that. Because of the way Senator Obama has run his campaign, he's unbought. So he has a significant independence that other candidates don't have. And I think that's very important because in order to get in order to get anything done, you have to have that independence. You have to be able to say, this is what I think is best. Not because of this lobbyist or that lobbyist, but this is what I think is best, and this is the way we're going to go forward. Secondly, any leader needs to be courageous. And I think she's shown that courage by often telling groups what they don't necessarily want to hear. Because I think more than anything, and this is the third word, American voters want someone who's authentic. And it's change we can believe in. And in order to believe in something, you have to be authentic. People have to feel that you're authentic and believe that you're going to do what you say and say what you mean. The fourth one, intelligent. I think, especially after 8 years of George Bush, American voters really wanted an intelligent president, someone they felt could look at all the problems in the world and come up with some good solutions. Before, you had a kind of an idea that you wanted a president who you felt comfortable with. There's this whole little metaphor about a president that you feel comfortable going to a picnic with or a barbecue with, having a beer with. The last word I would use would be leader. Someone who's able to lead the country in a direction to galvanize various parts of any problem or discussion and bring them together and say, let's go forward this way.
Not only is it a debate about big issues, healthcare, jobs, energy, education, retirement security, but it's also a debate about values. How do we keep ourselves safe and secure while preserving our liberties?
What is this America that he loves and he wants Americans to love related to patriotism?
I think, for one thing, the definition of patriotism that Obama's talked about is a true definition that has been distorted by recent Republican administrations. That patriotism is the idea that your country wrong or right. That's never been the true definition of patriotism in America. The Founding Fathers, when they talked about patriotism, they thought about love for your country, but also making sure that the government of the country defended the people. And when the government of the country didn't defend the people, that government, according to the Founding Fathers, was to be dissolved. So that is true patriotism. And I think also what Obama brings to this whole interpretation is the responsibility for by the people themselves to make sure they have the best government, to participate in government. John Kennedy had a very famous saying, you know, he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." So I think in Obama's definition, that's included. It's included like the people's responsibility to make their government better, to participate in government, and the government's responsibility to care and provide welfare, you know, the benefits of the government to the people. So I think, you know, it's not that it's a new definition, it's getting back to the original definition.
For me, as for most Americans, patriotism starts as a gut instinct, a loyalty and love for country that's rooted in some of my earliest memories.
What, in 2 words, will be this change for the world? What do you think that the foreign policy of United States will have a change? Will change or will be different?
Yeah, absolutely. I think here in this particular election, you see 2 distinct paths that the country can go on. One, with Obama, obviously they have a huge difference about the Iraq War. John McCain would follow along in the Bush policies with a war that has no end in sight. Obama has said emphatically that he will start bringing the troops out, but not overnight. Not, you can't do it in a day. He's emphasized that he'll bring them out as cautiously as they were incautiously brought into the war. So that'll take, you know, maybe 12 to 16 months. But there will be an immediate withdrawal.
How do you explain this involvement, pro-Obama involvement all around the world?
It's because of the person. It's like, you know, they were talking about this rock star appeal. You have a person that people believe in. They see he's authentic. And so they're inspired by his words, by what he represents, but also by what they feel he can do, the direction. You know, everyone is involved in American politics because America is involved in the world so in such a large way. So I think everyone has a stake in who the American president is. Even though you can't vote, it's important to you because it's going to touch your life.
Don't you think that after he's elected, this amazing commitment, there will be a kind of deception?
I think, of course, it'll be a new direction and there'll be, you know, amazing changes. But you know, it's important that people not get too with the idea that things will change overnight. So that depends also on how many Democrats we have elected, if we control the House and the Senate and so on, as to how quickly the policies will be moved. But as far as the overwhelming support from abroad, I don't think you need to run away from that. I think the last few candidates, Democratic candidates, have run away from that because of the Republican machine. They've been able to make that into a negative. When before, we've always been proud that other people loved our president. We were used to that before. And now, because of the marketing of the Republican Party, they were able to turn that into a negative. And John Kerry wasn't able, his political machine wasn't able to turn that around, thinking, of course we should have people around the world proud of our candidate, proud of our president. But I think most people right now, when they come, especially Americans overseas, they want a president that the world can be proud of.
I would not be running for president if I didn't believe with all my heart that this is what the vast majority of Americans want for this country.
Yes.